Sheikh, go ahead, inshallah.
Inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma lakal hamdu ala ni'amika al-azima wa alaika al-jasima. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad an-Nabiyyil Amin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. My dear brothers and sisters, it's my pleasure once again to greet you with the greeting of Ramadan al-Mubarak. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our prayers and fasts and charities and devotions in this blessed month. And may Allah continue to protect us from all deadly diseases and bestow health and peace and security on all of us. And today it's my pleasure to welcome you to another episode in our daily series of du'as to power your day. And we are speaking of the excellences of the Quran, number 11, inshallah. This will be the last in this series, and then we will take on another series, inshallah. The Prophet ﷺ was approached by a man asking him what he should read before retiring to bed. The final thing, actually, he's talking. So the Prophet ﷺ told him, when you are retiring to bed at night, read Surah Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun. And let it be the final item you read before retiring to bed. By doing so, you are declaring your total freedom from all taints of shirk. You know, the tradition highlights the excellence of Surah Al-Kafirun. Actually, if you look at the Surah Al-Kafirun, it is complementing Surah Al-Ikhlas. Of course, there are other ayats, other surahs of the Quran, which also in various parts talks about the Tawheed, which is the cornerstone of Islamic way of life. So it complements Surah Al-Ikhlas. Surah Al-Ikhlas, as we explained earlier, is stating the pure belief in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Islam wants to cleanse our beliefs from all taints of shirk, association of partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because there is no sin worse than shirk. So, you know, it complements Surah Al-Kafirun, which is a declaration of freedom from all faiths and notions or ideologies which mix up, you know, the belief in God with taints of shirk. So therefore, Surah Kafirun is teaching us to distance ourselves, even as we affirm and wholly embrace the concept of Tawheed as stated in Surah Ikhlas. We should also declare our freedom and innocence from all beliefs and concepts that are alien, that are contrary to that pristine Tawheed established by Surah Al-Ikhlas. So earlier we mentioned the excellence of reading the last 3 surahs of the Quran 3 times in the morning and 3 times at night. Nobody should take this tradition that the Prophet is cancelling all of those and telling us simply read Surah Al-Kafirun. No, we should read them, and also in the case of at least some people, at least, they should also follow it up with reading Surah Al-Kafirun. You know, when we look at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his answer, he answers different individuals, sometimes with slightly different answers. You may ask why? Because he is a spiritual physician. You go to a physician, he will prescribe something for headache, another for cancer, another for whatever complaint you have. Not the same one. So in the case of this man, it's most probable that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam recognized that there are taints of shirk, still a residue of his previous beliefs, still clinging to his consciousness. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is teaching him. Of course, all of us should also, it's a good idea for us, even as we read the last 3 surahs of the Quran, we should also it's a good practice to read Surah Al-Kafirun so that we make that distinction clear. There is a distinction between pure faith in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the beliefs and concepts that are foreign that will dilute this pristine Tawheed, monotheism. It's very important for us to preserve the purity of our faith at Tawheed, because shirk is going to take us away into hellfire. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to understand the falail of the Quran, falail of the various verses of the Quran and surahs of the Quran, and try to read them and practice them. Read the Quran, reflect on the message, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to mold our outlook, transform our consciousness by the mold of the Quran. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.